Hi, my name is Emily Johns, and today I'd like to talk to you about ocean acidification. Ocean acidification has become a major problem facing our oceans. Since the Industrial Revolution, the pH has decreased from 8.25 to 8.1, and although a drop of 0.15 does not seem significant, the pH scale is logarithmic. The phrase ocean acidification therefore refers to the process of decreasing the pH caused by the increased CO2 absorption by our oceans. So, why is this happening? Global warming is the gradual increase in the overall temperature of the Earth's atmosphere. The heat that reaches the Earth's surface is produced by the sun. However, instead of absorbing the heat, it is radiated back towards space. This outgoing heat is absorbed by greenhouse gas molecules such as CO2 and re-emitted in all directions, causing the Earth's surface and lower atmosphere to become warmer. Researchers have concluded that the main cause of global warming is the human expansion of the greenhouse effect. A greenhouse is a glass building in which plants are grown that need protection from cold temperatures. The greenhouse effect refers to the way in which heat is trapped inside of buildings. The heat emitted from the sun is reflected back into space, and ideally this heat is completely released into the outer atmosphere. However, specific gases in the atmosphere are blocking the heat from escaping, and the worst part is, we are making it worse. CO2 is the predominant gas that is emitted into the air through human activity. It is also a gas that is naturally present within the air as a part of Earth's carbon cycle. However, humans are altering this cycle by not only adding to the amount of CO2 emissions, but also influencing natural sinks and their ability to eliminate the CO2. And with all of this CO2, how can our plants keep up? The answer is they can't. And when plants cannot take in the CO2 at the same rate which it is being released, the excess CO2 remains. So what happens to it? The chemistry of the water is everything. The CO2 released into the atmosphere by burning fossil fuels is dissolved into the ocean, causing the ocean to become more acidic. Almost 30 million metric tons of CO2 is released into the surface of the ocean every single day. When CO2 is dissolved into water, a weak acid known as carbonic acid is created. The carbonic acid then breaks down and releases hydrogen ions, and a large concentration of hydrogen ions decreases the pH of the ocean. Rising levels of CO2 can affect ocean life. Lower pH levels affect the behaviors of aquatic life. Organisms with shells can no longer form them properly as a result of the reduced carbonate, and some pH-sensitive organisms cannot even function. As marine life is being affected by the chemistry of the ocean, entire food chains are being thrown off because what affects the prey affects the predator, which affects the entire ecosystem. The rising CO2 levels can also affect coral reefs because the skeleton of these reefs are made of carbonate. Coral reefs are a home to over a quarter of all marine life, a key resource for survival for about 500 million people. So why should you care? Well, simply put, we all deserve a breath of fresh air, clean water, and no matter where you live, we are all affected by this. Think about the future. You as an individual can help. Turn off the lights when you leave the house, carpool with people, and when you aren't using your electronics, power them off in order to conserve energy. But most importantly, advocate. Spread the word to anyone who is willing to listen, because together we can bring the change that we need.